Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today our Meanwhile intro actually makes a little bit of sense because we are doing some new pre-orders for you. And it's not superpowers this time. No, it is in fact Super Friends. And we have wave 2 of the Super Friends going up for pre-order today. And so we're putting this video out, recording ahead of time as usual when we try to do these pre-order videos so that you guys can get your pre-orders in. We know how fast McFarlane Toys pre-orders sell out. We saw it last week with wave 11 of the superpowers. Insane, went so fast. So we're hoping that Super Friends lasts a little bit longer and this video helps you get those pre-orders in for wave 2. And no, you haven't missed anything. If you have been watching our channel for a while, we have not done our review on wave 1 of the Super Friends yet, so that is still to come. In fact, we'll probably go ahead and wait until we get wave 2. We're getting our pre-orders in just like you guys, and we'll go ahead and do wave 1 and 2 in one big supersized Super Friends video. So stay tuned for that. We will be doing that soon. Now we can go ahead and walk through what you're going to be seeing in wave 2. We've also got the scoop on what to expect in wave 3, so we'll talk about that after we get through the walkthrough of our wave 2 figures that are going up for pre-order today. And we've also got a little bit of new information on the Superpowers line, so that will be at the very end of the video. You definitely want to stick around for that. If you didn't get a chance to see some of the coverage or you're not following us on Instagram, which I highly recommend that you do because then you know this already, there was some new information released at San Diego Comic-Con that may or may not mean some pretty good stuff for superpowers. So stick around to the end of the video, we'll cover that at the end, and let's go ahead and walk through what is being released for pre-order today in the Super Friends line. So we'll go ahead and start with the superheroes in wave 2, and we have 2 of those, starting with Superman. And of course, I'm super excited about this one. Superman, favorite character of all time. So very excited to have a Superman in this line. Now I don't have him and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this may be the Batman 66 Superman's body with a different head. And just judging by the picture, not a huge fan of that head sculpt, but we try to reserve judgment till we have those in hand. So when we do our full review, I'll share more of my thoughts on that. But it is overall a very cool looking Superman. It does have the S on the back, so we're really happy to see that. Looks pretty accurate to the cartoon as far as the logo and costume and coloring is concerned. So pretty good overall Superman. Like I said, just a little bit of an issue with that face sculpt. But again, we will reserve full judgment on that until we have it in hand and can take a closer look at it. And we also have as our second and final hero in this wave, this is the Flash. And it does look like this is the Barry Allen Flash. I believe that is the only Flash that was on the Super Friends. I'm still working my way through the season. So if I'm incorrect on that, drop down in the comments and let me know. But pretty sure it's Barry Allen Flash. And this one is awesome. I'm really digging the way this looks. I like the promo image with the kind of speed effect that they've added to it. Really adds to that figure, but definitely looking forward to this one. This might be, again, reserve final judgment until we get everything in hand. But this might be my favorite figure of the Super Friends line so far. And now we have 4 villains. So this is a very villain heavy wave, similar to wave 1. And our first villain is Toyman. And I love the added detail of the Superman toy in his hand. Of course, the Toyman would have a Superman toy. Love that little detail. That is very cool. Now, I was never a huge Toyman guy. Like, I didn't care about him that much on the Super Friends or in the Legion of Doom or really even in comics. Not when I was a kid anyway. Now I've grown to appreciate him more as I've gotten older, so I am definitely looking forward to this version of Toyman from the Super Friends, going back and watching Super Friends again. Yeah, like I said, I'm appreciating him more than I did when I was a kid. So definitely excited to add this one to the collection and be like Toyman myself, I guess. So hope you guys are looking forward to this one as well. Now here's another villain that I know a lot of people were looking for in the Super Powers line, and by golly, it is a female. McFarlane can do females in other lines. Not sure why it's such an issue with superpowers, but we got Cheetah. Now with Cheetah, you expect Wonder Woman, but we don't have a Wonder Woman yet. We haven't seen her in any of the listings yet, but we hope that there is a Wonder Woman on the way because that would make a great battle partner for this Cheetah. This is probably my second most anticipated figure for this wave after the Flash. I really like this one quite a bit. I know a lot of you will also. I also know a lot of you are probably disappointed that we're getting some of these very cool characters in this line and not superpowers, but hey, at least we are getting them. And if you are like me and are starting to collect other lines besides superpowers but are still loving that retro feel, this Super Friends line really tickles that nostalgic itch that you guys might have with superpowers. As soon as I saw wave 1 of this one, I was like already bought in, I was all in. So I'm definitely excited to have Cheetah, I'm definitely excited to have Toyman, and we get another very cool Legion of Doom villain with Captain Cold also showing up in wave 2. Now this is also another one that I think everyone wanted to add to the superpowers collection, and he looks great. This is a fantastic looking Captain Cold. Again, looks spot on to the Super Friends cartoon. This is just fantastic, a really good addition to the Super Friends line, and I am definitely looking forward to getting these in hand and reviewing them. And we also do have one more villain, and this is a Platinum, so this is one that may only be available through Entertainment Earth. Now we will have all of the links down below, and we will be adding them as this video is already going up. Just keep an eye on that. We will be updating it relatively live after this video goes out. But if it's following the way Wave 1 did it, the 6-pack bundle will be released at Entertainment Earth. We don't know yet if that will be released at any other retailer, but as I said, keep your eyes down in the description. But the 6th and final figure of Wave 2 is the Universe of Evil Superman, and this fits right along with the Universe of Evil Batman that we got in Wave 1. This is pretty cool looking. It looks kind of, you know, like he's wearing Kiss Demon makeup, but this is pretty accurate to how he appeared on the Super Friends cartoon. Loved the Universe of Evil Batman in the first wave as well. We'll talk about that more when we do our review of it, but that Universe of Evil is very cool. So glad to see this one offered as well. You know, you kind of expected it. It was an easy repaint like they did with Batman in Wave 1. You got Superman in this wave, and with Superman in the wave, you kind of almost expected it to either be a Bizarro or that Universe of Evil Superman. And that's who we got. We got Universe of Evil Superman. So those are your 6 figures going up for pre-order today. Get down into the description and get those links and get your pre-orders in as quickly as possible. Because like I said, these go fast. And I don't remember how quickly Wave 1 went. I know I was able to get a pre-order in with Entertainment Earth without too much difficulty, but I was kind of right there when those pre-orders dropped within the first couple of minutes. So be fast, be on the ball, get those pre-orders in if you can, and let us know down in the comments if this video helped you get those pre-orders in, if you are on the hunt for these Super Friends figures. So when you're done clicking those links down in the description and you've liked this video and you've already dropped a couple of comments, start paying attention again, because now we're going to talk about what to expect in Wave 3 of the Super Friends line. There was a leak about a month or 2 ago now. I know we did put it up on our Instagram, so again, go follow us on Instagram. If you're not, you would have already seen this. But we do have an idea of what to expect in Wave 3, and it's a pretty fun lineup. So we just mentioned Superman, Universe of Evil Superman. We kind of expected that we would either get that one or Bizarro. Well, hey, Bizarro is coming in Wave 3 as well. And not only is Bizarro Superman coming in Wave 3, but we've got Bizarro Batman also. So we've got a couple of the Bizarros, and I don't know if we'll see any more of the Bizarro Super Friends coming from McFarlane Toys, but I would kind of highly expect it, especially if we've got Batman and Superman on the way. So in addition to Bizarro Superman and Bizarro Batman, we get another hero in Aquaman. So we've got Aquaman on the way. Don't have any photos or anything like that, so we're just going off of the cartoon, which is kind of the best thing to go off of, obviously, since these are all based off of that. So we do expect this to be the short-haired classic Aquaman, not the long-haired bearded version like we've been seeing in the Superpowers line. And we've also got one of my favorite Legion of Doom villains is Brainiac. Now we're not sure if this is going to be the kind of classic green skin alien looking Brainiac or if it will be the kind of more robotic version. Both of those versions of Brainiac appeared on the Super Friends, so it could go either way. I don't think that I really have a preference. I like both versions. We recently saw in the Superpowers line the Brainiac, kind of the classic looking, and the Kenner line had the more robotic version. I love both of those Brainiacs pretty much equally, other than the Kenner's arm always falling off. So I don't think I have a preference. I think I would be happy with either version of Brainiac. So let us know down in the comments which version of Brainiac you would most like to see in Wave 3. And the final figure on this leaked list, which is interesting because there are only 5 figures listed on this list, and we know that each wave so far has had 6, so we think there might be a Platinum that hasn't leaked yet, but this final figure is Zan from the Wonder Twins. So that makes you think, is that 6th figure maybe Jaina? Because the Wonder Twins have to be together, of course. Now that doesn't mean that they have to be released in the same wave, but that would make some sense. And one of them better come with Gleek, because Gleek definitely needs to be a part of this line, and you can't have the Wonder Twins without Gleek. So we're definitely hoping to see those in the future. So that is what we can expect to see in Wave 3. Now again, no photos, no release dates or anything like that yet. And there was no mention of these at San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. So we are expecting some more news to drop soon, but unfortunately nothing yet to share in this video other than what to expect and this leaked list. But what was mentioned at SDCC this past weekend, and this is what I talked about at the top of this video, so I hope you guys have stuck around to listen to this, especially those of you who are fans of the Superpowers line. And we just did our Wave 11 unboxing videos, said, hey, this is probably the last wave. We have not gotten around to our Superman movie wave yet, but we will be getting to that very soon, hopefully next week. So, we were all set. That's it. That's the end of the Superpowers line. And then at SDCC, Brian from McFarlane Toys said, no, we have more superpowers on the way.
There's one about more superpowers. Yeah, there's more superpowers in the works. We know we got to get to a lot more characters there. So yeah,
we had heard rumor that might be the case from a very reliable source, and even heard some idea of what figures might be coming if they were to continue the line. But we hadn't heard anything from McFarlane Toys, so at that point we were thinking, hey, it's probably over. These were probably things that were planned before Mattel got the license back, and that's just no longer going to happen. And then, McFarlane Toys decided to go ahead and drop a bomb on us at SDCC. Said, no, we've got more on the way. So that could just be blowing smoke. We are not 100% sure. Just like we weren't 100% sure it was the end of the line, we aren't 100% sure that it is actually going to continue and have some more waves. But we do think that there are some more superpowers on the way. And of course, we will keep you guys updated with more information as it becomes available. I do have an idea of which figures are coming. I will not share now because they are unconfirmed, and I don't want to give you guys bad information unless I have something kind of more concrete. We just want to make sure that we're giving you the most up-to-date information. So let us know down in the comments what you're hoping to see from another wave or two of the superpowers. A lot of characters still on the table. Definitely want to see some more females. Definitely want to see some more villains that we haven't gotten to yet, some of the heavy hitters. So let us know down in the comments what you're hoping to see. And hopefully someone from McFarlane Toys is watching the videos or is keeping an eye on ToyTuber comments and starts taking a little bit of those suggestions a little more seriously going into what now might be the final wave or two of McFarlane Toys. So again, guys, follow us on Instagram. We will have updates going up there as soon as possible when we get them. Like we posted the video of Brian mentioning this. There was also, and I know some of you might comment this, right after Brian said that, Todd went on kind of one of his little tangents about Spawn in the form factor of superpowers.
We even like the factor form. And again, there seems to be a big resurgence in sort of classic retro. There's a character that we have access to that has like well over 1,000 characters in it called Spawn.
And everyone kind of took that statement and ran with it as if that was what's coming in the Superpowers line. And I really don't think that was the case. I think that was two different things. We're going to get some more DC superpowers, and then once that line is done and DC goes back to Mattel, they have that form factor, they have some of those molds, they can start using some of that to make Spawn figures in that same style. I don't know, unless they've worked out something with DC, put Spawn under the Superpowers banner. That is a DC license, Spawn is not. So, and like I said, unless they've worked out something where they can kind of combine those two and bring them together, maybe do a tie-in comic or something like that, I don't expect that we're going to see Spawn or any of the Spawn characters actually under the Superpowers line. But I think, again, I think that was just, how Todd likes to kind of go off on tangents and ramble sometimes. I think that was the case of that, and people latched onto that from that video and said, oh gosh, now we're going to get Spawn in the Superpowers line. I really don't think that's the case, guys. I could be 100% wrong, and there's some very cool Spawn Superpowers figures in the works, but I really don't think that is what he was referring to. I think those were two different conversations kind of blended together. So again, we will keep you guys updated as we get more information on Superpowers continuing or ending. We will let you guys know everything that we know as soon as we know it. So guys, finish getting your pre-orders in for Super Friends Wave 2. Hopefully you were able to get Super Friends Wave 1 and you are ready for this wave. Take a look at Wave 3, see what you want from that. Let us know down in the comments if this video helped you get those pre-orders. Let us know what you think about Wave 3 of the Super Friends, and let us know what you think about superpowers potentially continuing after we all geared ourselves up to think that we were at the end of the line for superpowers. Let us know all of that down in the comments. Give this video a like if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Really appreciate it. Love BSing with all of you, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.